Sleep is a process in which there are cycles. There are 4 to 5 cycles that occur during the night. And within the sleep cycle, we have what's called a non-REM period and a REM period. And basically, the non-REM period are different stages in which the body becomes deeper into a level of unconsciousness. And within that allows relaxation and rest for the brain to occur. We also have processes within the body that getting rid of the toxins and all the byproducts of metabolism a little bit better because we're not moving or engaging in that. We deliver more nutrients to the cell. So all of these restorative processes are occurring during non-REM sleep. Then we transfer over into what's called REM sleep, and during REM sleep, this is what we're familiar with, in which we dream. A lot of people feel that dreaming is recollections of what your experience was during the day, and it's part of the brain's process of converting that memory into long-term memory and storing it or indexing it so that you can remember. REM sleep is a very important part of the sleep cycle. It's a restorative function for most of the organs of the body. Then if we go into what's called obstructive sleep apnea, this is a process in which the airways get obstructed, primarily by the tongue. Obstructive sleep apnea is very destructive. For one part, when you are snoring and you're trying to desperately get the air through your nose and through the back of your mouth, you're creating a lot of pressure in the chest. And for a lot of individuals with this actually stretches what we call the atrium of the heart, the top chambers of the heart, which are soft and not as muscular as the ventricles. And this can lead to some heart problems. The second part that occurs is that what happens during this period of what we call apnea, where the person doesn't breathe, is that the oxygen level in the blood drops. And when that oxygen level hits a low level, this causes a response. And usually this response is in the form of the release of adrenaline. This causes the heart to start beating very hard, rise in blood pressure, rise in temperature, and basically the person wakes up. If you had sleep apnea in the 80s, there was 2 things that they could do. They would either give you oxygen to sleep with at night, or they would make a trach, a hole in your throat for you to breathe through, and that was it. We have all these different devices for the treatment of sleep apnea. CPAP stands for Continuous Positive Airway Pressure. The CPAP devices that we use are basically a blower. It blows air into your nose or mouth in a controlled fashion at a certain level of pressure that will keep your airways open and prevent them from collapsing. In this university setting, we are very dependent upon memory. And memory, to a certain extent, is very much dependent upon sleep, specifically REM sleep. If we take the night and slice it into 4-hour segments, basically if you look at the first 4 hours of sleep, primarily it is mostly non-REM, and each successive cycle, REM gets a little bit larger. If you look at the last 4 hours of sleep, you have more REM sleep than non-REM sleep. And basically that's where all of the memory storage and indexing of your memories and everything occurs. The average college student gets 5.5 hours of sleep. That would mean that you're only getting 1.5 hours into that period where you get all of the refreshing parts of REM sleep and all of the parts that allow you to memorize. So basically it would indicate that this could be a problem if you're wanting to be successful and memorize and have those memories stay in your head.